It's time to hit the jackpot because you're listening to How to Bet, hosted by Daryl Sean and Sean Miller, breaking down betting into 4 categories to help you stay ahead of the game, sharing their thoughts, opinions, and analysis on how to bet it, where to bet it, and who to bet on. Now here are your hosts, Daryl Sean and Sean Miller.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to How to Bet, our How to Bet podcast. We're going to show you how to bet, where to bet it, and who to bet on. I'm Daryl Sean, along with Sean the Genius Miller, and big week for you, Sean the Genius Miller.
That's right.
We both had winning weeks, but you were pretty much sensational.
Yeah. Parlay power play.
Parlay power play. Nailed the primetime bets. You had, I think, only one loser in the primetime bets. So good for you, man. So, but between us both, we've been, I'd say, a good month of red hot.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
and just want to talk. One of the games I picked in my parlay. Thank you to over there Trey Wright and his terrible Washington.
Oh my goodness! Our producer,
hey, guess what?
Trey Wright's
I texted
Washington
him last night and
team.
told him the Cowboys just scored again.
And I responded with an emoji.
Yeah.
Man, the football team, man, they just fell apart. I'll tell you what, I wrote about a few of these things in the story for week 17 here. When you look at some of these teams, the Cowboys, I think we've both been on the Cowboys for a while. I've been on the Chiefs. Even when they're 3-4, I knew they were going to turn it around. I mean, they're just unbelievable. The Rams are back. Some of these teams, I just heading into the playoffs, we're going to be. It's going to be really interesting. Tampa Bay's starting to fall apart. They got some injuries.
Yeah.
The Colts and the Titans.
It's going to be very interesting.
Derrick Henry's back next week.
He should be
week 18.
back,
Yeah, they said he's all but back. Obviously Jonathan Taylor is unbelievable. So it's going to be, the playoffs are going to be great to watch. That first round, I think, is going to be really interesting with the Saturday, Sunday, and now Monday night games. So, they're going to have a lot of chances to bet,
A lot of good football ahead.
Yeah, for you, the people that like to bet every day, obviously,
yeah.
That's going to be pretty
A lot of
big.
exciting. A little later on the show, we'll also give you bowl predictions
big week.
in this show. You watching us on YouTube, we appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. When you hit the subscribe button, you're just subscribing to the show.
Ding.
There's no fee. We'll never ask you for money. It's just free. All our picks are free.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, if you've been following us for the last month, you couldn't do better anywhere. Don't pay for a service if you have us for free. That would be ridiculous. So when you hit that subscribe button, and we want you to, we're not going to ask you for money. You'll never be asked for any money here at How to Bet on the How to Bet podcast. That's for sure. Hit the like button, the notification bell. Go down to the description box. Click on the links to the Geniuses previews.
Yep.
Very important because the lines have been moving like crazy because of the COVID situation, the injury reports. You're going to see all that and exclusive offers to sports books around the country. So get on that. Do that early and often. Get to those previews at howtobet.com.
There's a couple of games this week with, I know they stopped testing, but Saints. Saints yesterday, but I mean, some of these teams are just getting crushed.
Can I speak to that for a moment, please? This COVID. We, as a society, here's my PSA for the day. As a society, we've lost our minds. We've lost our fucking minds. If you are asymptomatic, if you don't have symptoms, why are we testing? Could you imagine pre-COVID? If the news stations listed every flu statistic, every cold statistic, can you imagine the panic that we would have had pre-COVID? How many businesses would be shut down? How many, just focus on sports for a second, how many games would be canceled? It would be worse than it is now because the flu runs rampant around this country.
It's back too, apparently.
The COVID, when it came out, this COVID-19, when it came out, it was bad. It was bad. People were going into hospitals. They were getting ventilators. They were dying.
I was sick for a month. I had 103 fever.
People were dying.
This is a sniffles.
Yeah, the Americans, the scientists came up big. They created something to help us quickly in this vaccination. It's probably not a vaccination. It's a booster. But they created something to help us stay off ventilators, to help us stay out of the hospital with these shots. Now a pill's coming. I'm trusting the science. These Omicron, it's a cold, it's a flu. We need to move on. We've lost our rationale. We're just not rational anymore. We've lost our minds. We've lost our fucking minds. Relax.
Tell us how you really feel about
Get through it. Let's move on.
Yeah, no, look, it's you know.
Jay, that's where I'm at with this. Move on. Just get your shots. And move on.
Thank you. Obviously a huge Premier League fan. By the way, I was 14-2 last week with my picks.
Didn't you say on social media shut it down? Weren't you?
No, that was a joke to the people. Yeah, it's a big joke to It's like an inside joke. All these people they go on there and they cry about stuff, and I'm like, just shut it down for 2 years and we'll get rid of it.
All right, good.
But there's been basically 2 weeks. 2 game weeks. There's been 20 games postponed here. They're going to have to find time. Obviously the soccer season's a lot longer, but it's the football. Like the Saints played last night. They had how many people out? And couple of these teams have like a ton of Rams.
It shouldn't even come to that. If you have this, if you've been vaccinated, the league asked them to get vaccinated. You're vaccinated. If you've been vaccinated. And obviously, vaccinations and boosters don't prevent you from getting this. That's obvious. But it's just you
not get sick as bad.
Yeah, it's limiting to you to a cold or a flu-like symptoms. If you have a flu-like symptoms, stay home. If you have a sniffle.
But if you had flu before, you should stay home.
That's correct. That's exactly right. So move on.
I used to work at a bowling alley, doing all the parties and stuff. And this guy, the mechanic, came in and he's dying, dying, like he's cold. He's got 102 fever.
This is pre-COVID.
And my boss was like, "No, he's a warrior for coming in." And I'm like, "No, man, he's getting everybody sick. Send him home." And they finally sent him home. And after they got and then all of a sudden everybody's sick. And I'm like, dude. You just tell him to stay home, but we don't have anybody to cover for him. That's not my problem. I don't want to get sick.
Exactly. This is pre-COVID. When you had the flu,
this was 10 years ago.
You stay in bed. You stay home. If you have a sniffle,
chicken soup.
If you have a sniffle, well, move on. Move on. Continue.
Craziness.
Continue life. All right. So now. These games are getting canceled. These poor kids, they're working their asses off to play ball.
Memphis goes all the way out to Hawaii, and by that point you can't get them. It's a trip to Hawaii, so whatever.
Yeah, hopefully they vacation.
But you can't get them another game at this point. Now Rutgers is in.
They're working their asses off for this, and then because somebody's got a cold, somebody has a cold.
And listen, because we're a betting show, for me and for it's hard because you don't know who's gonna play. And you're sitting there, and then all of a sudden, 2 hours before the game, what if you put a bet in early in the week?
Yeah.
And you gotta, hey, I gotta change all this stuff. Yeah, it's tough.
Crazy.
It's happened to me a couple times with obviously with the Premier League games.
It's crazy.
And
believe me,
sometimes it works out, but a lot of times it doesn't.
And listen, if you have the flu-like symptoms, stay home. Yep. Whether you test positive or not, if you have the flu, stay home. Even if you're negative, stay home.
You definitely got to check.
It's contagious.
You got to check the injury report. Just by the way, as we're on this right now, San Francisco 49ers quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo torn UCL, fracture and right thumb.
Yeah, thumb.
So, but he also has a torn UCL in his elbow.
Will he play through it?
Oh, I don't know. He did, but they lost.
He actually had a pretty good game after he tore it. So.
I don't know.
This opens things up for Trey Lance and a quarterback controversy if Trey Lance can play well. But I don't have a lot of faith in that.
And once again, talk about Tennessee, who's battled through all this stuff. Julio Jones. Tennessee's the team that has all these COVID issues. That's what it was. So Jones is on, but all of a sudden they're gonna get Derrick Henry back for Week 18, and they're gonna have all these players healthy going into the playoffs, and they might be the 2 seed. And they're a dangerous team in the playoffs. I once again, I don't think anybody's beating the Chiefs, but that's good. In the NFC right now, who's your favorite in the NFC?
Every time I'm asked that question, I say Tom Brady, but they're so beat up.
They're beat up.
Packers are the team right now to beat.
I think it's the Cowboys, and
I still don't trust the Cowboys.
Their defense is pretty good, and I think it's the Rams.
Let's see what they do against the team. If you look at who the Cowboys played, the quarterbacks that they face have not been good. So I want to see what they do this week. Not that Murray is great, but
the Packers haven't been like the Packers are winning games. Like, don't get me wrong.
Letting teams back in the game,
but they just they haven't been very impressive doing it.
They need a better closer.
Yeah. And I think the Rams are good, man. And the Rams has signed all those players.
Don't trust them.
They signed all those players, and they're getting
Akers back
massive.
could be very big.
I think the Rams are a team to beat. And guess what? You can get them at really decent odds right now. We talked about that. Got the little sniffle there. You get them at pretty good odds right now to win the Super Bowl. I think it's like to win the NFC. I think they're maybe plus 500, plus 600, something like that. So that's interesting.
If you're into it, I mean, you've liked them the whole way.
Chiefs are plus 175 now to win the AFC.
Right now, I don't see anybody beating them. So anyway, listen. So move on. Everybody do what you want to do, but just come on. Let's think a little bit. I also want to our debut on 12-ounce Sports this week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, on Twitter, 12-ounce Sports. Get there to watch us as well. So here we have it. Getting closer to the playoffs. We finally weeded some teams out mathematically.
Just about.
So it's exciting times.
Now the Bills are back as well. Your Patriots kind of a little bit.
I've been going against the Patriots the last few weeks because they don't play that exciting brand of football. So it is really tough to be too excited about them.
They have the Colts at 9-6. By the way, ESPN has the Colts at 9-6 as the 6th best team right now in the league. They're ahead of some teams.
Keep
with
handing
better
the ball
records.
to Taylor, will be all right.
Man, they're dangerous, man.
They sure are with Taylor. Wentz, if they
he played well last week.
He did, but he can put the screws to you. Hey, when we come back, our parlay
like
power,
the Chargers. Did you bet the Chargers this week?
Of course.
Oh my God. The Chargers, man. If you personally are betting the Chargers at all at any point right now, I can't be like I put them in like a long shot 8-team parlay and they kill me. But I lost a soccer team game before that, so but I won't put them in anything of any value.
I have a team every year that puts the screws to me. This year it's the Chargers. If I take them, they lose. If I go against them, they win.
Yep.
It's unbelievable. So, the Chargers are that team this year. Hey, when we come back, our parlay power plays of the week coming up. How to bet, howtobet.com.
Let's go.
Welcome back to How to Bet, hosted by Daryl Fine and Sean Miller, giving their thoughts, opinions, and analysis on how to bet, where to bet, and who to bet on.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to How to Bet, or How to Bet podcast, where we tell you how to bet, where to bet it, and who to bet on. I'm Daryl Fine, along with Sean the Genius Miller. It is time for our parlay power plays of the week, which the genius hit. I went to.
So I had 3 in a row. I had 3 weeks in a row, I think. Right?
Did you have 3 weeks in a row? I went 2-1 last week. I lost. The Steelers didn't show up. I thought they would show up. They did not show up against Kansas City. Hey, you watching us on YouTube? Yeah, you hit that subscribe button. It's free. We'll never ask you for money. The picks that we give you are free. All this is free. So hit that subscribe button. Don't worry about paying. You will never be asked to. Hit the subscribe button, the like button, notification bell. Go down, leave comments. You want swag, you want merch, we'll send it out to you. Ask for it in the comments. Give us, leave your opinions, good or bad. Michael Barnett, he hammered you a little bit in his comment. What was the comment? It was
I correct?
It was like you were a meteorologist there. It might snow, it might not.
They're either going to win or they're going to lose.
That was your comment. He's got a point.
They're either going to win the game outright, or they're not going to cover.
I understood what you said. Michael Barnett.
Thanks,
he gave
Michael.
you a little LOL at the end, so he's
just
cool.
joking. Thanks,
Mike Barnett, Michael Barnett. We appreciate it. And then Mac Thorne P.
All right.
He was with me with Indianapolis over Arizona. You too. You had that too.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
Yeah,
that was
Indianapolis
a lock.
over Arizona. So shout out to Mac Thorne P. We appreciate it. My head getting bigger or what? So yes, hit that subscribe button on YouTube to subscribe. We appreciate that. Go down a little further to the description box. Click on those links. On those links, you're going to find previews to Sean the Genius Miller's, where you're going to find the previews to Sean the Genius Miller on howtobet.com, where you're going to find the preview. Injury report / COVID report, line odds updates because / COVID report because they keep moving because of the COVID. Although I think things will get a little better coming as we move along. So the injury reports, odds, the previews, and exclusive offers to various sports books around the country. So get there early and often because things they are a-changing in the NFL. So it is time for our parlay power play of the week. As we said, the Genius, he hit his again last week. I was 2-1. So Genius, you fire away with your parlay power play of the week 17, right?
Yeah, I'm going to start this by saying there's like maybe 3 or 4 games that are unbettable this week. If you're betting the Giants-Bears game,
well, that brings me to my next PSA. If you have a bet with your head, not with your heart, if you have a gambling problem, and if you're betting on that game, you might. So there is help out there for you, including 1-800-GAMBLER. So get to that. In all seriousness, if you think you do, then get help out there. Bet with your head, not with your heart. Don't go over your means. 1-800-GAMBLER is one place. There's other places, but 1-800-GAMBLER will get you some help if you think you have a problem. So now,
I mean, I would say like the 49ers, Texans. I mean, it's a 4-2 touchdown line. You don't even know who's going to be the quarterback.
The Texans.
Davis
Mills won himself a spot.
Yeah, it may be.
He can throw.
The Lions, Seahawks. I mean, I don't know how you could bet some of these games.
I'll disagree a little bit there because
it's Russell Wilson's last game at home.
Yeah, but the Lions have been playing hard.
No, I know,
and they're a big dog. I don't know. I can see that.
There's a lot of games this week. I just don't. I
know what you mean though. There are some really crappy games.
And I actually, I'm going to give you 3 games.
More editing.
I'm going to give you 3 games, and I'm going to give you an extra one. So I'm going to take the Colts over Vegas. I know Vegas is 8-7. There's 5 games this week between both teams are winning. Teams coming in. Vegas is 8-7 after they beat big win last week, and I can't say enough about the job they've done after. Like, they've been a mess, the killings and guns and firings and emails and all this stuff, and they come into week 17 8-7 with a chance to make the playoffs. So I mean, they've done a really good job, but the Colts are really good. Taylor's just running over everybody. Yep. By the time this game starts, it's already down. I got it 8.5. It's already down. It's like 7.5 right now, and you can get it at 7 with some places. So I mean, by that time, hopefully it's under a touchdown.
So we have it 8.5.
I love the Colts in this game. I just think that they're gonna roll. I'm really, really high, and I'm telling you, I think this team is gonna go deep in the playoffs because Taylor's a beast.
He is a beast as long as Frank Reich sticks to the game plan.
Yeah, we've
seen him deviate from that a little bit.
I think he gets it now though. But he's got 1,600 plus yards rushing. Yep. So that would be my first game.
So Indy minus the 8.5 at home against Las Vegas is your first pick. Pick number 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna qualify this first by saying, why is this game at 1 o'clock? There's 2 games that are at 1 o'clock, and I'm like, why are they at 1 o'clock? This is the first one. Why are the Rams and the Ravens playing at 1 o'clock? It's a big game. Both teams are, once again, both over 500. The Ravens still control their own destiny to win the division, and this is their last chance. I know they're super banged up. I'm going to go with the Rams
here. I think Lamar Jackson, they're going to get him back.
Yeah, they have no secondary. The season's turned from dream into nightmare. I mean, they were really good until they got all these injuries. I would have really, it's just a shame. This happens every year to a team, and you're like, man, I just wish I would have seen them play the whole season, with a healthy team, but they're not. And the Rams are and they're starting to get, once again, might get Cam Akers back, so I'm going to go with the Rams here. I really like the Rams at -3. My third game, I'm going to go Kansas City. I know this is a tough game. Cincinnati is good, but Kansas City is lights. The defense is unbelievable. I mean, we've talked about this week after week after week. Have you seen a team change their identity as much as this team has on defense. I mean, their defense
in the same season for sure.
Yeah, their defense is absolutely loaded. They played well again. I mean, obviously they've 8 in a row. And I really just like this team, especially, if it gets down to 3, I would like it even more. It looks like it's going the other way, but and I'll give you a bonus game. I like the Cowboys a little bit in that game. I wouldn't put, I don't know if I'd put it in, maybe do a 4-team or a round robin. I also like the Browns on Monday night. I like the Browns.
A lot of opinions. You have a lot of opinions.
Yeah. But it was tough to find 3 games this week. I wanted to pick maybe 5, but I got it down to 3.
Hot.
Yeah, you know.
All right, so your parlay power play of the week: Indianapolis -8.5 at home against Las Vegas, the Rams -3 at Baltimore, and Kansas City -4 at Cincinnati. There are the Geniuses parlay power plays of the week.
That's right.
For me, I will start off with one of those games you said were a pretty bad game, and it's a team that has played better. Give them credit; they're playing hard. They've been out of it for months now, but they're playing hard. And Davis Mills is doing a heck of a job. I think he won himself a spot. Pretty good quarterback. They did it without their top receiver last week. So I'm going to take Houston +15 at San Francisco. San Francisco was on that roll. That roll had stopped. So the roll stops. Garoppolo we're unsure about. I'm going to take Houston plus the 15 at San Francisco.
I think what I meant more about this is I don't know how you I'm a favorite better. There's no way you can't bet San Francisco in this game if it's over. This line should be like 8. Like it's 15.
Yeah, so I'm generally a favorite better too, but I like this one at +15. Arizona. So I'm going to go the other way, and I know I went against Arizona the last couple of weeks. I was right. I'll tell you why. Dallas hasn't faced a really good offense during this stretch. I think they face one now. I know Arizona's not great.
They're really banged up.
They're banged up. They don't have Hopkins, but they
don't have Rondell Moore. They have James Conner's questionable.
This kid Warren is playing pretty well. Yeah. I think that
their punter is out.
Yeah, well, they'll find a punter. I think they're going to find a way to pull through here and beat the Cowboys at Dallas. I know it might sound crazy to some, but I'll take Arizona plus the 3 in this one. Game Dallas clinched last week. They're not going to get that top seed.
They can get the 2 seed though if they win out.
How much does it matter?
I think the 2 is big because that 2-3 game. I mean, you want to play at home as much as possible.
You want to play at home.
It does because it's going to be warm weather either way.
Yeah,
so
it's not the end factor in continuing on in the playoffs. But look, they're going to try to win the game, obviously. But I'm going to go with Arizona +3, and I'm going to go against you again. I'm taking Baltimore at home plus the 3 against the Rams. Rams played a bad Minnesota team last week. Stafford did not look good. Made a lot of mistakes. They might get Akers back. That's good for them. Henderson's out. I think Baltimore will get Jackson back. So I'm going to take Baltimore Ravens in a desperate. They're desperate at this point. I think they win this game. So I will go with Houston +15 at San Francisco, Arizona +3 at Dallas, and Baltimore +3 at home against the Rams. So I'm going to go all dogs on my parlay power play, which is very unusual for me. But that's where I'm at.
Joe.
Yeah. Don't. So yes, so they are our parlay power plays of the week. Remember to go to howtobet.com for all of your previews, your injury updates, your odds updates, and various sports books around the country. Leave us comments on YouTube. Leave us comments, good or bad, or if you want merch, we'll send you out merch. Hit that subscribe button. Bing, right there, that one. And it'll cost, never cost you a penny.
You guys, somebody's got a comment about, hey, man, you guys are making us all this cash, parlay power plays. Nobody ever comments about taking our, hey,
where's
man,
the love? If you followed
we're red
us,
hot, man. We're red hot.
If you followed us over the last month or so, you are absolutely winning money. More than 70%. It's tough to do 70%. We've been killing it. Look back at the shows. I can't lie to you. Look, they're all
everything
archived.
is on. Same thing.
Go look back at the shows. Hey, when we come back, our primetime bets week 17 in the NFL, and also bowl games. Lots of bowl games coming at you. We got them for you right here on How to Bet. Go to howtobet.com.
Let's get it.
And we're back with How to Bet, hosted by Daryl Fine and Sean Miller.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to How to Bet. Go to howtobet.com or How to Bet podcast. We're going to show you how to bet, where to bet, and who to bet on. I'm Daryl Fine along with Sean, the genius Miller, and it is time for our primetime bets, Week 17 in the NFL, and then we're going to run down bowl games, college bowl games for you. And if you have been tuning in, you know we are red hot. We continue to be red hot for over a month now.
Yep.
We can't just say it because you can check everything's archived. Just take a look. We've been red hot. If you've been following us with our free picks, and everything here is free. So when I tell you on YouTube to hit that subscribe button, some people think, well, subscribe. What am I subscribing? I got to pay more. No, it is free. It's just a subscribe button to subscribe. We're not asking you for money ever, ever, ever. So hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, the like button. Do it all, and you're going to make us happy.
And if you're following our Twitters at FineLine33,
yep,
at the Prodigal Sean, you'll know from my other stuff that last week Carabao Cup 8-0,
yeah,
and on the weekend 6-2. So I've been hot, just basically everywhere. The
talk,
European
soccer.
Football, so all kinds of stuff.
Soccer.
But so if you're following our Twitter page, and the other thing is, once again, if you're following the Twitter, you can send us messages. Hey, listen, this guy's out or late in the game, or this guy, live betting or whatever. Hey, you think I should take this live? That Browns
doing well with live betting.
Yeah, that Browns Packers game on Christmas. It was interesting because you sit there and you're watching it and you're like, what? Let me jump on this live. I actually thought the Browns had a good chance. I mean, it was terrible no call.
Yes.
I mean, I know he threw 4 interceptions, but terrible. You gotta call that.
Yeah, it was a bad no call.
I just thought that, what are you saying? You were saying that wasn't a bad call?
So
it was a terrible call.
The rule, I think Mike Pereira tweeted this, that the wide receiver pushed off of the defensive back, and when he
was getting his jersey held, and he was getting held the whole way down the field. It's a defensive holding at worst, and he's got his jersey like this, and that's what had the he went like this, pulled his jersey back, he ran in front of the play. If he doesn't pull his jersey, he catches the ball, and it's a first down, and they're driving, and they kick a field goal and win the game.
Bad no call. I had Green Bay in that one of the parlay prop packages just to win, so I was happy. But the Browns covered, but they didn't win the game. No. So they kind of got what they got. And Baker Mayfield stinks, which I said coming out of college. So.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Check the tape. Roll the tape. I said it coming out.
We'll talk about him next.
Yeah. So yes, hit that subscribe button, the like button on YouTube,
Twitter,
and follow us on Twitter. Go down to the description box. Hit those links, man. Click those links. You're going to get Sean's previews to the games. You're going to get the injury reports, the odds updates, because they're always moving because of this COVID. And you're going to get exclusive offers to sportsbooks around the country. So get there early and often.
Yeah, and you look at this Sunday night game.
So we've got Green Bay at home against Minnesota. Green Bay is -6.5. It's a Green Bay team that right now looks like they can get and even win a Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers looks happy to me, by the way, and I hear him every week. He's on the McAfee show on Sirius Satellite. I don't even know if I'm allowed to mention those things, but why not, right? So he's on Tuesdays. He seems happy, like he's staying in Green Bay. I mean, I don't know the guy, but it feels like he might stay where he is after all that hubbubaloo in the beginning of the season. You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think it's
a pretty good ride right now.
With this game, I talked about this in the story. Like I don't think it's going to stay under a touchdown, but you see the line is actually down to 6 with some books. I just think this is an interesting game here.
I think we're on the same page here, though, right?
Yeah. I just know I can't take Minnesota right at this point.
Green Bay -6.5. We're both on Green Bay -6.5 at Green Bay. Now I will tell you this: I'm gonna bet. I know it's a divisional rivalry game and all that stuff. Minnesota's done. I am going to also bet Green Bay to win both halves. It's not outrageous odds.
I got that as one of my props. Halftime, full time is Oh, that's different.
And again, you don't have. That's no odds. No odds with that. No spread. No point spread.
You just have to be. Yeah, just have to win it.
No point spread.
I have halftime, full time, which means they're leading at the half and they're leading it. So they could, if it's 20-0 at halftime and then they lose the second half, you still win the bet as long as they win the game.
So I'm
that's
going to
a little bit. You get minus 128.
Yeah, I'm going to go Green Bay to win both halves. So they have to win both halves, not just straight up win both halves. I've been doing pretty well with those bets in different games as well.
I'm going to go with I'll give you another one here. Packers to lead after every quarter, plus 175. Good money value.
Plus 175 could happen. Yeah. That if they're I could see that happening.
I like the Packers over 26.5 team total points. It's minus 118. I think you could go a little higher. I think. I talked
There's
about.
There's going to be points scored in this game.
Yeah, I think what was my my prediction might be 31-17. I think Minnesota needs this game, but they could be out of it by the time the game starts. So, if the Packers have home field and a bye in their sights, and I cannot see it slipping at this point. After all, it's Aaron Rodgers under center, not Steven Gerrard. Steven Gerrard. Yep. Slippy G, as it is.
Genius. Genius.
Yes. I'll tell you another one. The Packers minus 6.5 and over 46.5 points is plus 245. That's
good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
You think there's going to be points, and you think the Packers are going to cover? That's worth taking.
Yeah, that's one that I will be taking.
Yep. I just Minnesota's going to get maybe Dalvin Cook back. With the COVID, and you just got to make sure. Once again, you got to check it all the time. But
keep checking. Go to those previews and keep checking.
Here.
So we both agree it's Green Bay minus 6.5. Monday Night Football, Cleveland -1 at Pittsburgh in the Steel City. Heinz Field will be rocking for that one on Monday Night Football. Remember to click that subscribe button. You watching us on YouTube? That subscribe button. It's free. Hit the subscribe button, the like button, notification bell. Go down, leave comments, good or bad. If you want merchandise, ask for it. We'll send it out to you. We want to thank Michael Barnett last week for his comment, busting the geniuses' stones a little bit. And Mac Thorne P. We were on the same page with Mac Thorne P. with Indianapolis and Arizona last week, so we appreciate them leaving comments as well, as along with many others. But
our guy Al, messaging us all the time.
Leave those comments and then go down the description box. Hit those links to the previews, Sean's previews. You'll get injury updates /COVID, odds upside /COVID, and various exclusive offers to various sportsbooks around the country, so get there. So Monday Night Football, Cleveland -1 at Pittsburgh. You go first. Well, we already know. You've already said that you would.
Here's what I say. So Cleveland's gonna get a bunch of players back from COVID reserve list. They played last game with basically a backup offensive line, and nearly, Mayfield's throwing interceptions. Some of that is down to the fact that he's getting pressured a lot of times. Some of that's down to the fact that he stinks. So, I think. This is going to be an interesting game. The Steelers won 15-10 on Halloween, but last year, if you remember, Cleveland knocked Pittsburgh out with a 48-37 victory. So there's been some points scored. There haven't been some points scored. It's going to be interesting. Obviously, we talked about this before. Both of these teams are still in the playoff race.
Incredibly. They lose every week.
I honestly think that the winner of this game is going to win the division. I think the Bengals lose.
I think the Bengals still win it.
I think the Browns beat the Bengals.
I don't. Matter of fact, you like Cleveland -1 in this one. As a matter of fact,
up as well.
I don't think Cleveland wins this game. I'm going to take Pittsburgh. I'm going to take Pittsburgh. Plus the point, I'll take Pittsburgh on the money line. Both teams, neither team is any good, but the Steelers at home against Cleveland in a rivalry game. Baker Mayfield, he's not any good, folks. I know Roethlisberger has had it; his days are over. But I could see Pittsburgh winning this game. I don't trust Cleveland in this spot in Pittsburgh. I am going to take Pittsburgh. Their hopes will stay alive. I don't know how they lose every
Cleveland
week.
covers every week, I'll tell you that, though.
But this is just a win-loss game. I'm taking Pittsburgh to win the game. Cleveland will be done for the season, and that's the end of that. That's all she wrote with that one, folks. So, yeah.
I just think, head-to-head, obviously, it's been tough. It's a huge rivalry game, obviously, so they play every year. I think when you look at this, as I'm on the Browns, I'm going to take a couple of different plays, and if you think the Steelers are going to win, this might be your way to go. Browns to win by 1 to 6 points is plus 315. Browns to win by 7 to 12 points is plus 470. I think the Browns are going to get to 20 points first, so I'll take them at plus 100. So, if you like the Steelers, though, I think Steelers to win by 7 to 12 is like plus 670, something like that. So, if you think they're going to win, it might be a way to go there,
That would
too.
be the way to go, yeah. I might take you up on that one.
Yeah.
So that is our prime time NFL picks for best bets for week 17. Week 17 seems over. Okay, now exciting time. We hope these all get played. It is our bowl time picks. It is our best bet bowl picks.
Got a better chance of us getting them all right than these bowls all getting played.
And I think these are going to get played. Whether they're played at full strength, I don't know, but we'll see. So here we go. Our bowl predictions for the big bowls. A lot of big bowls here. Bowls. I said bowl. You don't have to edit. I said bowls.
Big bowls.
I said big bowls.
We got some big bowls.
No editing, big bowls. All right. So it is time for this college football bowl picks, our best bets. Remember, you watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, notification bell. Go down to the comments, leave them, good or bad. And then, of course, if you want merchandise, ask for it. We'll send it out to you. We got swag, baby. We got swag.
I got to get some swag from you.
I'll give you swag.
Some merch.
We got merch. And then go down a little further. Hit that in the description box. You'll see those links to the Geniuses previews. Get to those previews. All injury updates, odds updates, /COVID. And
this is the last week of Monday Night Football until the playoffs.
Yep.
Obviously, next week, week 18.
Yeah.
It's just going to be all Sunday games and one Sunday night game.
Beautiful. That's the way to go. Yep. All right. College football version. Let's go right to the Peach Bowl where we have Michigan State. That line is steadfast at -2.5 against the Pitt Panthers.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett's not going to play.
Not playing. That's why I'm a little confused why it's
Michigan State here. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Michigan State's going to have some missing players.
Yeah, see, I love this game because I liked Michigan State
anyway
when Pickett was playing. Without him, I love Matter. I already bet the game. I already took Michigan State. I took them early. Soon as I found out Pickett was out, which was probably weeks ago now.
Yep.
I took that game. So I have Michigan State.
He's obviously declaring for the draft.
Yes.
He's going to get ready for the draft.
Yes.
And he'll be the first or second quarterback taken in like Castle.
I do love. So, yes, Michigan State -2.5. Sean, you agree?
Yes.
We both like Michigan State -2.5. Let's move to the Fiesta Bowl where Notre Dame takes on Oklahoma State. Notre Dame pumped up, new coach. They are -2. I'll go first on this one, new coach and all. I like Oklahoma State in this, plus the 2 against Notre Dame in the Fiesta Bowl. Oklahoma State's defense, terrific. I just think they're the better team. I know everybody's going to like Notre Dame because of the coaching change, blah, 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 blah. But don't be fooled. I'll take Oklahoma State in this one.
Yeah, I'm just going to go the other way. Notre Dame, man, it's a pick-em game. Not much of a feel for it, to be honest, but I just think Notre Dame shows up and wins that game. Obviously, we'll travel well.
Yes, absolutely, we'll travel well. Rose Bowl, Ohio State and Utah. Ohio State, one of the powers in the Big Ten, just 6.5-point favorite over it's a really good Utah team. It is.
Yeah.
Rose Bowl. That's the Rose Bowl.
I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, Utah's good, but
sometimes you forget Utah's not.
Yeah, they're good.
Not in those Mountain West conferences
anymore. Yep. No, Pac-12 but listen, Utah's. Ohio State is good, so they got a good quarterback.
Yep.
And I just think Ohio State scores a lot of points here and wins.
So 6.5, you're taking Ohio State in the Rose Bowl. I agree. I'm going to take Ohio State minus the 6.5.
I'm a little stunned by your next pick
Utah.
here.
Sugar Bowl. I don't know why you're stunned here. Now I do love.
You love Castle.
I love Castle, but that's the quarterback does not make the whole team. You got to play defense. You can play. There's a lot of factors in it. I do love him, but Baylor's been terrific. Baylor's been terrific. I'm getting a point with Baylor. I'm taking Baylor. They did a great job down the stretch. It's a very physical team. I do like Castle a lot, but I'm taking the Baylor Bears plus a point here, and obviously you're going the other way with Ole Miss.
SEC.
All right, Ole Miss -1 against the Baylor Bears for the Genius. And now we come to the college football playoffs. The semifinals. We'll go with the Cotton Bowl first. Alabama -13.5 against Cincinnati. You go.
SEC.
That was pretty easy for you, Alabama. I think Cincinnati got the best draw they could get here. I think I said this before in last week's show. It's the best draw they could have gotten because Alabama, of the four teams, Alabama's defense is the worst of the four. So Cincinnati will be able to move the ball a little bit here. I do believe that, and I don't think they would have on Georgia and Michigan.
Yep.
They're gonna be able to move the ball. They're just not going to get enough stops. I will agree and take Alabama -13.5 here. And now the Orange Bowl, Georgia -7.5 against Michigan. You go.
SEC.
We made it pretty easy for you. SEC. So Georgia -7.5 against Michigan.
This line's going to go under 7.5. I think it's going to go down under. I think it's going to go under a touchdown.
I love this game. I will take Michigan plus the 7.5.
I
will take Michigan on the money line plus 7.5. I don't even like Harbaugh. I can't even stand him. I felt good for. I couldn't stand by. I felt good for him winning.
Georgia's going to shut down their run game.
Michigan. How about Michigan's defense? Georgia's quarterback is that's a problem. I don't care who they're. It is a problem position for them. I love Michigan this game. Their defense will show up. Everybody's talking about the Georgia defense. Michigan's defense is outstanding as well. I love Michigan this game. I'm going to bet them on the money line.
SEC.
There you have it. So
I'll take Georgia's going to go under 7. So I'm going to hope that game goes under.
All right,
7.
good.
I think Georgia wins.
All right, so we disagree.
Georgia,
on
Alabama.
That. And I say Michigan, Alabama, and I'm not going to.
What gets better ratings in the final?
Georgia,
Alabama, or Michigan, Alabama?
I think Michigan. Michigan's still that.
We're assuming Cincinnati doesn't get.
Yeah. I think Michigan, Alabama gets the better ratings. I do. Because plus Alabama, Georgia play each other every year, and Michigan's Michigan. I mean, they're still just a huge powerhouse, ratings wise nationally. So yes, there you go. All right, so that is our primetime bets of Week 17 in the NFL and our bowl game previews for you here on How to Bet. Go to howtobet.com. When we come back, our over-unders after this Week 17 NFL. Howtobet.com.
Let's take it back to How to Bet, hosted by gambling masterminds Daryl Fine and Sean Miller.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to How to Bet, or How to Bet podcast. Go to howtobet.com. We're going to show you how to bet, where to bet, and who to bet on. I'm Daryl Fine, along with Sean, the Genius Miller, and we've been red hot here on How to Bet. Folks, remember, bet with your head, not with your heart. Don't go over your means. If you think you have a gambling problem or know you have a gambling problem, there's help out there, including 1-800-GAMBLER. So get there. It's time for our over-unders. You watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, that one right there. The subscribe button, it's free. All our picks are free. You'll never be asked to pay for anything here. So don't be afraid of that. Hit the like button, the notification bell. Go down, leave comments. Good or bad. If you want merchandise, ask for it. Ask for swag. We'll get it out to you. And then go to a little further down the description box. Click on the links to Sean the Genius Miller's previews, updated odds, injury reports, /COVID. Go there. We also have exclusive offers to various different sports books around the country. So get there early and often because things are changing rapidly in the NFL, as you know, if you follow the NFL at all.
There's going to be a lot of different offers now on that. Obviously, with the college football playoff coming up and the NFL playoffs. I mean, if you're looking for these sports books now and you're looking for some of these offers, this is a good time because you're going to be getting all kinds of free stuff and free bets and risk-free stuff. So make sure you keep checking that out.
Yeah, so get there. Like I said, get there early.
It's always a good time. It's almost like after Christmas, when you go to the stores and you can get all this stuff for. I don't know why you buy stuff before Christmas. Everything after Christmas is like they give it away.
So most people do that because on Christmas they exchange gifts. That's why most people buy it before Christmas.
Yeah,
just letting you know.
It's just an arbitrary day.
Just letting you know. All right, so Genius.
Arbitrary day. He wasn't even born on December 25th. Come on, folks.
Come on, folks.
This is a Gregorian calendar we're talking about. They did not have the Gregorian calendar 2,000 years ago.
Genius. Columbia University. Ivy League, baby. Ivy League. All right, time for our over-unders. I've been red hot in the over-unders. That's it's been my strength. We've been, like I said, we've been really smoking hot. We've been hitting over 70%. I'm not just saying it because this is not a service where you're paying it. Everything's free. I'm just telling you that's the way it is. If you can go back, everything's archived. You can go back and take a look. We've been red hot, and I've been smoking with these over-unders.
I always like the people that are like, listen, man, I have won 7 of my last 8 picks, and it's behind a paywall, and you can't tell me, you can't know it, but you have to trust me and send me $100 and stuff, man. You're behind a paywall, man, and then you get it. Then you get the picks, and they stink.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
It's crazy, man. Our picks are on every week, archived. You can go back and look. Yeah. You can read the stories.
We get paid.
Blah, blah, blah.
We get paid to do the show. We don't get paid to give you picks. We get paid to do the show. So, yeah.
And we get paid because we back our bets and we win some cash.
Yeah, we're winning money and we're making people money out there. So that's the idea of this show. And hopefully we're entertaining you and giving you some knowledge about things that you did not know before.
That's right.
Time for our over-unders. Sean, the Genius Miller, you go first.
Lamar Jackson back for Baltimore. Rams scored a lot of points. Baltimore's secondary's decimated. Injuries all over the place. 45.5. I mean, Rams score. I think the Rams score over 30. And obviously Baltimore scores some points. So I think that's over 45.5. I'm just looking at it and I'm saying that's just a thing.
I like it. 45.5 on the Rams, Baltimore. Next game.
Vegas, Indianapolis, over 48.5.
You going over, huh?
Yeah. It's tough. Sometimes Indy runs the ball, and I just think Taylor's going to have a big name.
I'm a little worried. Here's what I'm a little worried about that game.
Run the ball, and he just.
I'm a little worried about Vegas scoring points in that game.
I think Vegas scores some.
Because Indy's going to control it on the ground. The positive side there is you're getting some turnovers from the Raiders. They've been turning the boat
31-20 maybe, something like that.
All right, so we're going to go over 48.
I picked Indy to cover there.
All right, and then third game.
Yeah, I like Atlanta Buffalo over 44. I think Buffalo's back a little bit. Obviously, Atlanta's can score some points. They'll put some points on the board against Buffalo, but Buffalo's going to throw the ball all over the field, and I just
these are the games that Buffalo they just don't go out. When New England with Brady these bad teams or the mediocre teams. New England had no mercy. They just went out and kicked the snot out of them.
I just think now that Buffalo is back in first place now and knows they have home attitude. They have a home field. If they went out, they're going to win the division. I just think they come out and score. I would say probably they score 30 themselves minimum. Okay. So you just need 2 touchdowns.
I think Falcons will score some points. Yeah. All right. So there you go. Over 44. So your over unders are all overs. As they are 99% of the time. Rams at Baltimore over 45.5. Las Vegas at Indianapolis over 48.5. And Atlanta at Buffalo over 44. Time for my over-unders in the NFL Week 17. I will go to New England. Jacksonville at New England. I will go under 42. I don't think Jacksonville scores many at all. And I don't think New England goes crazy either. So I'm going to go New England to win the game, of course, but Jacksonville at New England under 42. Then I'll head out to San Francisco, where I already know I like Houston plus the 15, but I think there'll be some points scored in this game. Houston at San Francisco, I'm going to go over 44.5 in that one.
I'd be worried about the 49ers if Garoppolo plays and he's hurt.
Yeah.
Is Lance back?
Well, Lance will be back if Garoppolo can't play, yes. It will be Lance.
What happened to that guy?
I just think they have enough firepower with Samuels, Kittle, and I think they'll score enough. Again, 44.5 is not a huge total. That's probably true. And the other game, although I do think there'll be points scored in this next game, I do think it's going the majority of one side. So I'm going to go out to Green Bay, and I'm going to go under 48.5 in this one, Minnesota at Green Bay. And the reason I'm going, and I do think there'll be points scored, I just think majority is going to be Green Bay in a big way. I don't think Minnesota is going to find the end zone a lot in this game. I just think that this will be a lopsided game. I'm going to go under 48.5.
I have 31-17 for that game.
And then that would get it done for me.
By a point. I usually find these things usually for me are like a point one way or the other.
Yeah.
It's crazy how that works out.
So my over-unders, Jacksonville at New England, under 42. Houston at San Francisco, over 44.5. And Minnesota at Green Bay, under 48.5. Well, our final show of the year 2021, thank goodness this year is over. Hopefully, 2022 will be better. I got to believe it's going to be better. Got to believe.
Can't be worse.
Can't be much. It can. Unfortunately, I think it can be. But
they said that about 2020.
I know.
And then 2021.
It
hasn't been. Yeah. I mean, I can't complain about
If you're just tuning into
stuff.
this segment, just in case you just go to the first segment.
Just don't lock us down again, please.
Yeah. Go to the first segment. You'll see what I'm talking about. I just think. Well. Anyway, Happy New Year to everybody. Happy and healthy New Year to everybody listening and watching.
Next week, we'll let Trey come on and rant about some stuff, right?
Oh, boy.
Then we'll lose all our followers.
We'll lose all our followers. Yes, he is talking about the infamous producer, Trey Wright. Thanks to our executive directors, Tiffany Hartman,
Trey Wright,
Carter
by the way.
Sajak, and Lauren Nance, who will be editing our graphic department.
Can we just talk about, just real quickly?
Yeah.
Washington's.
The Washington football team?
I mean, you have to win the game and you get beat 56-14. Like 56-14.
That's your Christmas.
Cowboys just scored again.
Goodness.
Cowboys just scored, by the way. Now it's 62.
That's terrible.
I expected it to go into the 60s, honestly. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. There's just so
Remember
much.
A couple weeks ago, he was wearing the red. He was wearing the old jersey and football.
Whatever.
Yeah, they won 4 in a row. He was happy. He's coming in every week happy, and now look at him.
Yeah, not so happy. So
we just need to work on an identity.
A better 2022 for your Washington football team.
Hopefully.
Yeah, there you go.
Can't be worse.
So again, happy and healthy New Year to everybody. Again, thanks to everybody that puts this show together. We appreciate it. We will see you next year. Go to howtobet.com.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to How to Bet, hosted by Daryl Fine and Sean Miller. For more information about betting guides, online gambling, betting odds, including NFL betting lines and odds, go to howtobet.com. Watch all How to Bet podcasts on YouTube. And to access all How to Bet podcasts, go to 1077thebronx.com/howtobet.